What's the word, Harrisburg? My name is Matt Maisel. As you notice, we are outside of our normal friendly confines of the Channel 20 studio. We're outside, beautiful behind me. Why am I not wearing anything nice? Why am I sitting crisscross right now? Well, the answers to those questions come from Jillian Smith of Soul Smirk Yoga. It is our pleasure today to have you because we're going to do a little yoga.
We're going to do a little bit of yoga.
First and foremost, you have been involved with city events for some time now, whether it's Artsfest, Kipona, summer programs. What has been the most rewarding part of that for you?
Out of all of the programs, I would say bringing in the youth is the most rewarding. This past summer, we worked with Parks and Recreation for the youth summer camps at eight different parks and playgrounds.
That's incredible. What have you learned from working with kids and people that come into the city, working with city youth, that has been kind of eye-opening for you?
Well, youth are actually better than adults with yoga.
It's because they're not set in their ways. You're teaching them for the first time, really.
Yes, they're learning for the first time. They don't have the same fear of judgment that everyone's looking at them. Am I doing this pose wrong? What do my clothes look like? And naturally, they're more flexible. As we get older,
yes, that is for sure.
We have less recess in life, and we don't stretch, and we have more stresses, and we're not working out as much. So they are much more flexible.
We'll find that out first in just a few minutes. We are going to do some yoga. Jillian's going to take us through a few poses. Soul Smirk Yoga. How long have you been working in yoga professionally?
Professionally for over 8 years.
What was it about yoga that drew you to it?
I actually found yoga from going through some trauma in my life, and I was trying to find ways to release the stress, the anxiety, and things like that, mental health wise. And someone suggested for me to take a yoga class. And that's how it all started. And as soon as I started taking a few yoga classes, and that was in Brooklyn, New York, I started feeling a lot better, like mind and body wise.
I hear that a lot when it comes to yoga. Like, it's not just the physical part of it, it's the mental release that you get from it. Is that something that you can put into words, kind of like how that happens?
Through breathwork techniques and which is called pranayama, it slows down the heart rate to have a calming effect on the body, and the physical aspect of the practice creates this present mindset, and that's what it's about. It's like being present in the moment. That's mindfulness, being consciously aware. Not thinking ahead of yourself, not thinking behind yourself, but just being where you are. And that's what helps with the mental health aspect of it and the emotional aspect of it.
Well, as you can tell, we are here to do some yoga. Jillian brought the mats, we have the incense, we have some blocks here that are going to help us out because Lord knows I'm going to need every ounce of help I can get. I'm not a yoga person. I mean, how are you telling me, how is it? I've not traditionally done yoga, but I'm open to doing it, which is why when you said, let's do some yoga, I'm like, I first jump 2 feet, 2 hands, downward dog right into it. So when you work with people that have never done yoga before, someone says, listen, take it easy on me. I've never done this before. What's your response to them?
Everyone has to start somewhere. So it's all levels, all ages for Soul Smirk, all experiences, and everyone is different. There is no mastery of yoga, which is why it's called a yoga practice. So there's no competition. It's not like you're gonna get into playoffs, like in like football and basketball. Yeah. So it's just about where you can go, and everyone is different. I have a book over there that has 2,100 different poses. I myself, after 8 years, can probably do like maybe 20% of those poses.
Wow.
So it depends on your anatomy and what feels good for you.
Well, we're we're gonna find out together how this is gonna work out for my nearly 40-year-old overweight body. But we're gonna have some fun doing it, because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about having fun and having a mindful experience.
It's about, yes, exactly. It's about having the mindful experience. The Soul Smirk is all about finding your inner smirk, like laughter, joke through it. Sometimes in classes, you balance out of a pose, and I say, just laughter.
Well,
it's going to be good.
Let's do it. So let's start as if we are starting yoga. We're starting a lesson. The floor is yours.
Okay, so we're starting a class. We start with an easy seated pose. So this is easy seated pose, Sukhasana. You want to think about your belly button and bring it all the way in. So navel in. Bring your shoulders up and then roll them back. Now lift up your chin so that's level with the mat. I thought about this. I was like, mat and mat.
Yeah, there you go.
We're so used to being on our phones now that we think that our chin is level. You have to bring it up even more because we look down so much. So you're lengthening up, using your core, strengthening. Palms come to your tops of your thighs. And you take a deep inhale in through the nose. And then exhale out from the nose. And you're going to take 2 more breaths just like that. You can close the eyes or keep the eyes or gaze down. And focus on a count of breaths. So on your next inhale, breathe in and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can shake it out if you want. So that's how we get prepared. And we'll come into our first pose, tabletop. And this is just to warm up the spine and the legs. So hands are underneath the shoulders. Your hands are shoulder width distance apart. Your knees are hips width distance apart. So it's about 6 to 8 inches depending on your body. And you're going to tuck your toes in and just lift your chest and open your neck and heart space. And on your exhale, we're going to come into cat pose. Curl the spine. Think of a Halloween black cat.
Yeah.
And you tuck it all in and curl the spine, chin to chest. And then you inhale, tuck your toes, look up and lift up in a cow. Exhale into cat. Does that feel all right?
Yeah.
We'll come back in tabletop and lengthen one leg out. You can tuck up your left toes, you can keep tucked, and inhale the right heel up to hips height. Bring your gaze all the way down to your fingertips, and then point your toes out. And now we're gonna make it a little bit more challenging. You ready?
Let's do it.
Finding balance, bring your weight into your right hand. Left fingertips come forward, palm faces inward. Good. Gaze is down, and now we're gonna make it a little bit more challenging.
All right.
And you're gonna bring left elbow to right knee, curl in spine, chin to chest. And extend it out. Bring it in, curl in, elbow to knee. Point out through your toes and curl it in. Extend out. Release your right hand, release your left leg. And we're gonna come into child's pose. So spread the knees wide. Big toes touch. Sink your hips back onto your heels. And bring your forehead down to the mat, arms out if you can. Good. If you need more space, you can use a block here underneath your head.
Okay. So this would just be to, like that?
Yep. Sometimes we just need a little bit more space depending on our bodies. How tall are you, Matt?
I am 5'10".
5'10" strong. I'm only 4'11". So sometimes I need to use more blocks in my practice than other people do, just because of length and getting into the posture. So sinking this back is a restful, restorative position.
Also a great stretch.
There you go. Do you feel that in your hips?
I feel it in my hips. I feel it in my back.
Try bringing your feet down so the tops of the feet are flat.
Hold on.
So the tops of the feet. So So like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then bring your big toes to touch. There we go.
All
there we
right.
go. Now relax your shoulders down a little bit. Bring it down. I know it's hard. You're a hardworking guy.
Thank you.
And then you can shake your forehead from side to side, left to right. It's that nice, well-deserved forehead massage.
There you go.
And then just inhale, use your breath to move upward, back into tabletop, and you can remove the block this time.
Okay.
And when you come in a tabletop, find rotation within your arm so that the inside of your elbow is facing forward.
Oh, okay. Yep. I got you there. So let me ask you, what is it about, as we are in this tabletop pose, what is it about yoga that you find to be the most peaceful part of it? Because when you're doing something and you're stretching your body out in a way that it's not used to, it can be very uncomfortable at times.
Absolutely. And that's a part of the practice, is coming outside of your comfortability. And when I'm coming into Thunderbolt pose,
Okay.
is moving outside of your comfortable zone. And when you break down some of the, what we call fascia, the tissues in the body, and you're stretching your limbs, and yoga, the philosophy and the methodology is that we store our negative thoughts, energies, emotions within our body. So you might go into a pose, and I know for myself, then all of a sudden you like start tearing up. It's not because it hurts,
Right.
but because it like hits like a nerve. It's all about the connection with the central and parasympathetic nervous systems. So that's where it comes, like the mind and body connect.
Got
When
it.
you're like nervous and
Yeah.
you get the shakes kind of thing, it's like you feel the same thing when you're in different stretches.
All right. So we were at tabletop pose, and we were going to where next?
So what we do on one side, we have to do on the other side for balance.
Okay.
So bring your left leg back. You're going to press through the heels of your palms so that you feel really strong, steady, rooted within the ground. Your right foot is, you're already there. And then lift your left heel up. We're going to do the same exact thing. Point through your toes. Yep. Feel steady. And then draw it in. Elbow to knee. So this is working on lengthening through our quads, our hamstrings. Do it 2 times. And creating more strength within our forearms, our biceps, our triceps. So it's all about the strength, the flexibility, and agility all together. Spread the knees wide, sink it back for child's pose. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Deep inhale in, count to 4. We focus on the number 4, exhale for 4, on numbers when we breathe to stop the mind chatter. At your last breath, bring it back into tabletop. Do you want to do a standing pose?
Sure.
All right, so let's start with down dog.
Okay.
Tuck toes. Press through the heels of your palm. You're going to lift your knees up. Think about navel up towards spine. Lift the hips up high and back. Heels down towards the ground. And look between your legs towards the city.
I see the riverboat.
You see the riverboat. I see it too. And the Market Street Bridge.
Yeah. Beautiful city. I've never seen it from this angle.
And then you can shake your head from side to side. It's like, we call it just shaking it out. And then you're going to look forward in between your hands, and you can either step forward towards your hands, or you can hop. I'm going to hop. You can step forward this way. I'm going to do something crazy.
I'll let you go first.
All right, you ready? I'm going to frog jump into Malasana, just squat pose.
You know what? I'm going to have to try that. All right, here we go. All right.
Yeah, bring your heels down.
Okay. Oh. See, that ruined it. It's hard for me to bring my heels down all the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Widen your feet a little bit.
Okay.
And then hands come to center. And you can always bring blocks underneath you for support.
Okay.
If you want to get this stretch.
Yeah, I can't go down any further than that.
That's good. No, this is a hard pose. I took you from beginner to like advanced very quickly.
I'm in the intermediate stage right now.
Now bring your hands down, and you're gonna lift your hips up and bring your feet closer together.
Okay, just block out a little.
Move the blocks. In a good way, so this is forward fold now. You just hang over your legs.
Now, what's more important, me touching the ground or me having my legs straight? Because I do not have the flexibility to stand,
So what's most important is not touching the ground.
Okay.
That's a force, like when, and
Got it.
with like the whole touching your toes concept. I've been doing this for a really long time, so I have what we call gorilla arms, where I can bring my hands underneath my feet at this point. But what you want to do in forward fold is you're just stretching your calves and your hamstrings, which help with lower back pain by stretching through your glutes. And you're bringing your weight into the balls of your feet, which means into your toes. You're lifting the navel up towards spine, always in, so the core is engaged. And you just want to hang out. So you can look between the legs once again. You want the arms to feel soft, the shoulders to feel soft away from the ears. And you can shake it out from side to side, left to right. And the longer you stay in this position, which is a restorative position, which means relaxing position, you'll notice that you start falling a little bit deeper. So this is a great pose to come into like in the morning time, just to kind of wake up the body. So from here, you can come into half lift, palms to shins underneath your knees. You want the weight to be forward, but you're going to create that tabletop flat back. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears and lift your gaze up. You want to bring the toes and feet a little bit closer together. So fall down. And a good way to measure yourself in forward fold is to bring two fists together. And you bring it in between the feet. The outer edge of your pinkies touch the outer edge of your big toes. So they don't actually physically have to, but you want it to be close enough that it's that same amount of space. Now, inhale, half lift. Use your breath to move. And then exhale, big sigh out from the mouth. Inhale, half lift through the nose. And exhale, side out. Let it go. And now you're going to micro bend your knees. So if at any time you feel too much strain in your hamstrings or your calves, that's when you can micro bend the knees. And you're just going to slowly roll up. We call it ragdoll. Chin to chest, like you're moving through molasses. One vertebrae stacks at a time. And then you bring your arms all the way up. Palms together. Look up towards the sky. Upward salute. Reach up, navel in, stretch as far as you can. And then we're going to open up heart. So cactus your arms open wide, elbows down towards your rib cage, and look up. Release the back of your neck. Deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh out. Anything that's stressing you out, let it go. And then inhale up, upward salute. And then we release down and release hands along the sides. This pose is mountain pose, Tadasana. Shoulders down, but root within your feet. This is for strength. And then you can let it go and relax.
That is awesome. I love it. It's a great entry point to start when it comes to talking about yoga and the benefits of yoga, because even in just that little stretch, you could feel just kind of the connection with you and your body and I would imagine that's so important with all of this.
Absolutely.
Is finding that connection between you and your body, blocking out the noise around you.
Block out the noise. That's the discipline of the practice. Rooting within your feet, feeling the strength from within, letting go of anything that you're holding on to that doesn't feel as good.
What's next for Soul Smirk Yoga? Because after a great summer working with kids in the city, we've seen you at Artsfest before, we've seen you at Kipona. what's next for Soul Smirk?
Right now, we are starting to dive into working with more organizations and corporations with employees and staff with like lunch and learns, and opening that up for small businesses, local businesses, schools. Just all kinds of different things are moving forward.
And where can people go to get in touch with you and to make Soul Smirk kind of part of their lives or their businesses or their children's lives?
So my website is soulsmirk.com. You can go there to see our gallery, some of the events that we have done, and all of the things that we offer as far as yoga, because there's about 12 different types of yoga that we offer, as well as meditation, self-care, mindfulness practices, and workshops. And you can sign up there and request for classes to book. For either, it can be a group class, a private class, it can be for a book club retreat. We do it all.
Amazing.
Soul Smirk Yoga, Jillian Smith, making it happen for people in Harrisburg. Jillian, thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt.
That's The Word Harrisburg. We'll catch you next time here on Channel 20 WHVG.
And then you can go a little bit further. You can try bringing it up to your shin.
Okay.
All right. How do you feel?
I'm wobbly, so I imagine you don't want to be wobbly. Oh, there we go.
I know you, as an athlete, a tricep push-up.
Wait. Me as an athlete?
Didn't you? At some point, right?
I played tennis in
And I also like to always do the Bob Ross.
with pretty trees?
Happy little trees. Happy little trees. So it's like when you start to wobble, that's when you find your inner soul smirk. And you just smile.
Yep.
And you're like, it's fine. We're fine.
Hey,
yeah.
tree wobbling and swaying.